So we got some contracts to talk about because we have a lot of players on a contract year this upcoming year. And as we know, the Bengals do not work out contracts during the season. So it's either get them extended by the end of this offseason or, again, work on them next offseason. Now, for being honest, it's probably going to be next offseason. Have you seen this offseason so far? They spent a lot of money. But with that being said, let's talk about the player. So starting off right away is Teddy K. Now, obviously, I do believe they will bring back Teddy K. I believe he'll come back on a very team-friendly deal. This is actually a deal I could see them potentially working out before this offseason's over, just because of the fact that, I don't think he's going to fight this contract concept. I really don't think so. He wants to be a Bengal. He's going to be a Bengal. It's going to work out very well. Keep in mind, we have $86 million next year cap space. Now, that's projected cap space. That could be more depending on what the salary cap ends up being. Just keep that in mind. But it's not like we have all the money in the world. Mainly because next year, this is what we see. $48 million for Joe, $26 million for T, $26 million for Chase. Let me actually move this over. So these are all the top caps hits for our team. $21 million for Orlando Brown, $9 million for Logan Wilson, $12 million for BJ Hill, and so on and so on. So I think we'll figure out something with Teddy K. I think he'll be back. Jermaine Pratt, I'm still surprised he's not traded, but I don't know how many people want him. Cordell Volson, I think they're probably re-signed for a smaller deal. Unless he has a really great year this year, which Scott Peters could give him that amazing year this year, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. But my guess is we'll probably bring him back on a very low deal as just a backup rotational piece, I would assume. Geno Stone. Oh, sorry, Trey Hendrickson, I think, more franchise tag. That would be my guess on that one, which franchise tag would be $26.549 million in the end. Geno Stone, I think Geno Stone will end up leaving. Personally, I think he's going to have a fantastic year this year. We're going to go win the Super Bowl with him. And then I think he's going to go get paid. And being 27, going to be 27 years old by the time this all is said and done, I think that he'll look for one more major payday. And I don't think we're going to be able to afford him. So I think Geno Stone's going to be great, but I think this will be the last year with us. I think he played out the last 2 years, and that's pretty much it. He signed a 2-year deal, played out 2 years. Lucas Patrick, I don't know. I have no idea what will happen with him in the end. Marco Wilson probably bring back for, those purposes, for backup purposes, excuse me. Cam Taylor-Britt is a little bit different than Dax Hill here. Dax Hill is going to get the 5th-year option. He was a first-round pick. He'll get a 5th-year option. We won't even worry about this next year. We'll just say 5th-year option. There you go. And we'll worry about it a year after. Cam Taylor-Britt was a second-round pick, which kind of makes this a little bit more difficult. I think they will work out a new contract with Cam Taylor-Britt, but I think that that's going to be a very interesting to see how he plays this season. This season will dictate if Cam Taylor-Britt is on the team next year. That's what I'll say. I think he's on the fringe, but with a new defensive coordinator, he could have a really good season. And he's another guy, 27 years old. When the season ends, he could go get a big payday. It's very possible. Zach Moss, I think he's gone. I think he's absolutely gone. I don't think we sign him in any way. Cam Sample and Joseph Asai, I think they're both going to have a good season. Obviously, Cam Sample bouncing back from his injury and being out for the season. I think Joseph Asai will continue to get better as well. With a new defensive line coach, new defense. I'm going to assume that if Joseph Asai does leave us and go somewhere else after having a great season, I think Cam Sample will have a great season, but I think he'll be back. Tanner Hudson will probably bring him back, let's be honest. 32 years old at that point. Jake Browning, he'll be back. Cal, he'll be back. Jalen Davis, against popular demand, he'll be back. Like all these guys right here, all the way down to Oh lordy. All these guys on this list right here will be back. Because all these guys are just going to be, these are just practice squad guys slash, you know, future contracts, backups guys. That's all these guys are. So yeah, everyone on the rest of this list will be back no matter what. And it's not really a big deal. We'll just sign them to future deals and they'll be back on the teams. Really not crazy. But outside of that, yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. We have obviously some key players, but it's not like that insanely crazy. And even like the following year, this is the following year's free agents. It's not like, again, Miles Murphy will get a 5th-year option, not a big deal. Ryan will get signed again. Momar Jamita will get signed again. Yeah, it's not insane. It's really not insane. So, wait, what is Momar Jamita on? What contract is he on? Did we sign him to a multi-year deal? We did. We signed him to 2026. I do not remember that deal being announced, but that is also actually. Okay. Actually, when did he sign that deal? I don't remember this deal being announced. It probably was one of those future deals where they say this player is going to get signed to a future contract. And that's usually how that works. But okay. And then 2028. Yeah, that's interesting. 2029, T. Higgins. But at that point, in 2029, we only have 2 players on the roster anyway. Even 2028, we only have 3 players on the roster. 2030, we have 2 players. And then 2031, we have 2 players. 2032, we have 1 player on the roster. So, yeah, fun times, fun times. Let's get everyone signed. Peace out.